Welcome back everybody to another Last Day on Earth something video. Today I'm going to be making a tier list. Yes, I am years late to another trend. Maybe throw in some extras like the PvP update, stuff that came in between the seasons. Keep in mind, I'm very biased, so fair warning, my opinion is definitely different than yours. But feel free to talk about it below. I'm curious how you would rank all the seasons, so let me know all that down below. I guess with all that said, subscribe, follow my Discord, join my Twitter, or actually reverse, but yeah, you know the drill, let's get into it. Alright, first of all, Season 1. It sets the stage for what seasons would become known as, or at least known as for a little while. Temporary content stuff that's cool to see, then goes away for a few weeks as a distant memory in all of our minds. The tasks in Season 1 were tough. Kill 500 sailors, and the 20-note challenge was next to impossible. Yet, here's where my bias kicks in. Because no one could get them, the only content creator that could got all the clickbait. And that somebody was ZD, of course. I do have to give credit, though, where credit is due. The absolute greatest reaction came out of Star Snipe. I still go back to his video and watch that for that reaction sometimes.
We got a corgi! Hopefully this box over here is the cream of the crop! Bruh.
Solid A tier. Season 2, the season with the story. Season 2 sought to correct those mistakes from Season 1. Torn right out of my script. It was fun, no doubt, but something I didn't enjoy was how the update dropped in the middle of the night and everyone spanned their videos about the entirety of the season on day 1. Really killed it later on. But that said, I really did enjoy those early seasons. Solid B tier. Season 3, S tier. No, it even transcends the tier list. It breaks the tier list chart. It was that good. And I'm sure the ldoe staffers are immediately going to roll their eyes because I ramble about this so much. Where do I start? First, everything that happened in Season 3, you remember that. Even before the season started, YouTubers were allowed to post videos about the update. First on Floor 2 about Bunker Bravo, then the golden grail that all is content, Fort Moss. For the hardcore of the hardcore, it was an absolute goldmine. And I think the developers really regret making that decision shareable, seeing as I posted the entire thing before the update even came out, all the way to max level. And even after that, fishing was shareable. It was the greatest possible time to be an ldoe content creator. ldoe YouTube has never once recovered. I get that some people hate Fort Moss, but purely based on how much I enjoyed it and how good it was for ldoe YouTube, I can't see anything bad. I see it in purely a rose-colored lens. Please don't unsubscribe. Season 4. I gotta ask, if Season 3 was the golden age of ldoe YouTube, how does the following season follow up? If you answered not well, you're right. 4 was fun, I guess, but the contest was actually sickening compared to Fort Moss. There really wasn't anything to Season 4 besides maybe dabbing in front of the camera. There's no D tier in this because I'm kind of lazy, so I guess F tier, although technically I wouldn't necessarily put it as F tier, probably just D tier, but I don't have that on the chart. Season 5. Bears, backpacks,
Battlestar Galactica.
So much content and not terrible on releases. I found a very fun tactic in Season 5, and I think people really enjoyed the bear content stuff. I know that they keep bringing the bear back, which is very exciting to see, and yeah, solid B tier. Season 6. The Outposts and the 3AI. Honestly, I had to look this one up to even remember what it was, so in all honesty, a very forgetful season. C tier. Season 7. This one hurt me. Season 7, I really had so much hope for the prison going into it. I pictured well-integrated clues leading up to one well-planned heist, where the choices you make ultimately dictate the success or failure of your sort of attempt. And I guess you can sort of see that when you see what this update ended up being, but it was really, really mediocre, and it got kind of old very fast. Solid C tier. Season 8. Season 8 made way for the scummiest tactic on ldoe YouTube. See, I told you I was biased. That said, it was just kind of meh. Like, honestly, I have to ask the comments right now, do most people actually remember what Season 8 was? I had to look up a few minutes ago writing this script. Season 9. I don't think it's fair, so I split up Season 9 into 2 very different and distinct parts. I don't think it would be fair to evaluate the update on release, and the update 2 weeks later. Almost feels like you're playing 2 entirely separate updates. Part 1, solid S tier. I have never seen chat go this crazy for an update since Fort Moss, which at that time was 6 months ago, as of Season 9. Part 2, once LDOE already had a system working, then they went ahead and changed everything. I can only assume it was because of people like me or Sussy being crazy with levels, but everything was perfect pre-patch. Post-patch, C tier. Season 10. I honestly forgot what Season 10 actually was prior to making this video. It was just forgettable. Season 10 was The Hunt, where you make nets and capture zombies. The only thing I remember about this season was how specific LDOE was about what zombies go to what weeks. But honestly, the common masses didn't even seem to care or notice the difference. Going off of that thought, Season 11. Now, I'm very reluctant to put any season at the absolute bottom of the barrel, but when evaluating Season 11, I can't see it as anything other than F tier, especially when you start comparing it to the other seasons. I don't think a single thing was really added that significantly or even slightly made the game more fun or added depth. I suppose the quests, but that was pretty much it. Did that really need an entire season? All we got was this chopper and these shop skins. F tier. Season 12. The only thing I remember about Season 12 was deliveries. I think some of the skins were okay, but nothing really popped out to me as overwhelmingly enjoyable or something beyond /fun extreme. However, the Citizen K quests absolutely really made the update sold for me. At least those AI quests just immediately jumped out to me, and it seemed like a lot of people seem to enjoy those. Now, my opinion on Season 13 is very controversial. Season 13 was the boat. New vehicles, new zones, new resources. This update was the update that was, and then it wasn't. Season 13 brought forth the most vile format of LDOE YouTube through the Android iOS update style fiasco. LDOE really killed a lot of the fun when they made the boat incredibly unlucky and incredibly behind RNG, but afterward I still enjoyed it. So, if I had to rank it, I'd say... I know, that one pains me too. I would love to say S tier with the boat and the titanium and all of those new resources and exploration and stuff, but it just didn't sell it to me. I don't know. I didn't enjoy being stuck on a boat race behind RNG. With a quick detour, the PvP update. The long-awaited form of combat, PvP, finally added to Last Day on Earth. It didn't come in the form of a season, which to me was even better, but I don't think it was on the same level as an ATV, but not low enough to A tier. So I'm going to put it at the very bottom of S tier. PvP was super cool for the first few days, with everyone slowly starting to figure it out. But after LDOE kept rolling out patches and changing info, and everyone started to figure out that teaming was the absolute strat, yeah, that sort of killed the update for me. But very early on, when I played the PvP updates, it was at least S tier. I think anything lower than that is doing a disservice. All the patches really did hurt it, but all in all, it was a very solid update. Season 14, again, another thing I feel like you need to split up. The first half, Citizen K, Eva, and Chris, I guess that was all okay. Your very basic LDOE story, and I guess I would put it in C tier. Once the lab was added, it really added a lot more depth. I wonder why the lab didn't drop immediately, but I suppose I was kind of glad with the way it ended up, though. The lab was basically a Bunker Alpha or Bravo 2.0, and it seems like they're pushing a lot more into that sort of field of view, but this isn't a commentary video, so I'm not really going to go too far into that. The lab gets a solid A tier update from me, because I absolutely enjoyed the release of the lab. It was awesome, they did it at a very good time, and it was hard. There was very little preparation to get into it. It was just run, first one is the absolute best. Lastly, Season 15. Deliveries and that sort of bar-ish for their anniversary. Second final one for this list. Now, where would I rank it? I didn't do a video on that because, I don't know, the audio came in a little choppy. But if I had to summarize the season, I didn't really enjoy it. The bar was awesome, don't get me wrong. But if I had to sort of classify it, I would say mediocre season disguised behind good loot. I know, my opinion is controversial. C tier. Part 2 of the lab updates. It brought forth the lab update and hard mode. Now, this one wasn't as good as the original lab update, so I'm gonna have to put it a tier slightly below. Hard mode brought forth Genesis weapons, use for all of that, but at the same time, everyone sort of rushed steamrolled it and then forgot about it like a week later. And then Season 16. The most recent updates. What do I think of Season 16? No. I'm not that mean. I actually did enjoy Season 16, but I think that could use a full video, and I still have a week left of the season. So, yeah. Anywho, subscribe. My voice is dying. ZD out.